No, no, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Smo, whoa, whoa. Smo, whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, keep going. We got the warden in the last video. We're up to this is part 11, which I need to quickly put that down. Okay, now. My goal is trying to make forces with the mages, but so far that's not going to plan. Heaven, best, and brightest. Whoa. Even in these trying times, good help is not so hard to find. Explore heaven and meet some of the inquisition crafting masters. A friendly journey. Now I know this is just a place, so nope. I fucking hate that. The Imperial what? Venindia Vida first. Okay. Acknowledge of the mountain has extracted an interest to her Solon at the Charter of Docks, Bathing Agala. Is that even English? Use the world map to choose the solution. Rift at the falls. Find a rift has been sown near the Literary Falls. Yeah, let's go here. I used to walk, standing in place, and it's kind of weird walking in place, and I got a freaking cord. If it was a wireless mic, it wouldn't be so bad.
Lord Trevelyan of Ostwick, representing the Inquisition.
A pleasure, sir. We so rarely have a chance to meet anyone new. It is always the same crowd at these parties. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer. Or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business?
I
have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
And, okay, investigate first. You know of me?
What have you heard about me?
They say you burst into the Templar stronghold and dragged them back to the faith by the scruff of their necks.
Tell me about the Duke.
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Vivienne.
Okay, this is the
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
I've heard she finds it amusing.
I've heard very little about Duke Bastien.
He hasn't been seen much at court lately.
His business with the Council of Heralds often takes him from home for long periods. It can't be good for a man of his years.
And of course, there's the Civil War. Bastien probably wishes to distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Tearing
What
up the
has
Dales in a
you
foolish bid
heard
for power?
about me?
It will end in
What
disgrace
have
for
you-
Gaspard.
Huh?
Everyone knows
What
it.
have you heard about me? Everything they told you is fact. I know it.
Some of those storytellers may have gotten carried away.
But only for the best effect. The Inquisition is a ripe subject for wild tales.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit. Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously.
The Templars stay.
Everyone knows it's just an
say
excuse for a bunch of
otherwise.
political
No.
outcasts to
We're
grab power.
We're reason, please. I want justice for the divine. This is a holy calling. We're restoring peace.
The Inquisition is working to restore peace and order to Thedas.
Here comes the outsider, restoring peace with an army. We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a man of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests. You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My
I do
lord,
not
you're
care.
the wounded party in this
Let him
unfortunate
go.
affair.
Kill him.
What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
I think the Marquis has seen the error of his ways.
Oh.
By the grace of Andraste, you have your life, my dear. Do be more careful with it. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne,
What about
first
the
enchanter of Montsimar,
Markle?
and enchantress to the Imperial
A
Court.
pleasure to meet you.
Charmed, Lady Vivienne.
Ah, but I didn't invite you to the chateau for pleasantries. With divine Justinia dead, the chantry's in shambles. But you have restored the Templars to order. No small feat. As the leader of the last loyal mages
Is
of
that
Thedas,
Blushing
I feel
or
it only right that I
pleasure?
lend my assistance to your
Welcome
cause.
aboard. Welcome aboard. Yeah, welcome aboard.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivienne.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
Where's it? Yeah, it looks like Rage. Wrath, or whatever the hell they call it. Or actually a lesser demon. Cassandra, Cassandra. Hello, Cassandra. investigate. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about the Seekers. Let's
Do you
talk
need
about
something?
the Chantry. And tell me about yourself.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
I'd
Not
like us
entirely.
to be closer.
I'm
over
just
that.
curious as to your motivation.
Is there any harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
Is that right?
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her
all for
order
now?
to form the Inquisition.
You're
And
nervous.
here we are.
Ro-
That's all there is to
wait,
know, my lord.
You're near Marin royalty. You worked in for the. Okay, let's go.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh
Is
yes.
that why you
The
let
Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with
them?
gold.
Let's see. So you're not on good terms, or would be thankful. Others would be thankful.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that.
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in
That's
Navarre.
all for now.
Once he was
What
gone,
happened in
so was I.
to your brother? Tell me about. What happened to your brother?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
So you were the right hand to the Divine.
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be.
Oh
The
yeah,
short version
the movie.
is that I once saved the
Tell me
previous
about
Divine's life.
Never.
My reward was becoming her
The
right hand.
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers.
You believe in her?
But Justinia convinced me
Tell
to
me.
stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer,
Tell me about.
a means to preserve as well
did-
as an agent for change.
How did you
I only
become
wish she had lived to
right
see it.
hand?
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want
Wait,
to hear
18,
that?
20 years ago.
It was, what,
Shit, you're
18,
old.
20 years ago. Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday.
You're being
The
modest.
tale gets bigger
That's
each
how
time it's
stories
told.
work.
I barely
So what
recognize
happened?
myself within it now.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. I think I know what happened. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
You're delightful, you know that?
No, I do not know that. I object. There is nothing delightful about me.
I beg to differ.
I think I preferred you in the stocks.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not
What
at all.
about your parents?
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was a mortalitasi.
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Nevarans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with
That's
living
it for
ones.
now.
It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings.
Yeah, I wish
I
there was
will
better
never understand it.
choices for romance.
I'll let you get back to work.
I trust him.
Cole,
We
whatever he calls himself,
we said
may
he
have helped
could
at Therapy,
stay.
but that doesn't mean we
He's
should trust
being
him.
watched.
I will vouch for Cole's character. Give him a chance.
I'd rather he keep away from me. I suppose my concerns can wait. We must focus on the breach.
It
The
wasn't
Templars
their
are making
fault.
final preparations.
I should help.
After what happened with
I
the
should
Lord
have hoped
Seeker,
so.
they're eager to
This
prove themselves.
is. This has to work.
The Templars aren't responsible for what happened at Therinfall. They have every right to be here.
I do not question those joining us. Only those who betrayed them first. I knew parts of the Order were corrupt, but Red
No.
Lyrium? What were they
That's
thinking?
all.
If you had not
Anything
gone to
I should
Therinfall,
know
there would have been no one left to save.
about the.
Is there anything I should know?
Not at present.
How
What do you think of the
working
people you
with
work
your
with?
land.
Who do you mean?
Tell me about the soldiers. What do you think of Liliana? How working with
How do you like working with Liliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but She's more passionate about our cause than anyone.
I have no more questions.
Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Liliana is just as responsible for its formation.
I should let you get back to work.
Ooh, I'm already 20 minutes in. Let's see. Hey, Hat Boy.
Blissa wants to know if you have anything.
Let's discuss.
He was their enemy the whole
Templars.
time, but
Let's
she made him
discuss
forget, so he could change.
In the inquiry. Yeah.
I'd like to talk with you about the Inquisition.
I don't understand it. People talk like it's a person, but it's not even a thing. A dagger can be a way to let pain out, but even if it isn't, it's still a dagger. The Inquisition isn't real unless it has something real to make it. It's like a spirit.
I'd like to talk with you about Templars.
They're heavy with forgotten songs, like Varric. Some of them are too loud. It's hard to stay near them. Cullen is softer, but demons asked questions that hurt him. Evangeline was kinder. I want to explain, but Reese's mother spoke to spirits, but not to him. Then she died for a Templar he loved.
Explaining
Words
how Templars
just
feel.
bounce off the edges.
What about Red Templars?
What's your general opinion of Templars?
Some like hurting mages. It makes them happy, or less afraid, or dreams again. Woke up shaking, stalking the ground for one who looks like her. Always some rule being broken. But not all Templars listen when whispers crawl around inside them. They try to protect people.
Explain how
like
Templars
Cullen.
feel.
The good
What
ones
about
remember
the
that
Red
mages
Templars?
are people.
Can you tell me more about how the Templars feel to you?
They feel older than they look. They've been changed, and their bodies are incomplete now. The lyrium helps, but their bodies always want to connect to something older, bigger than they are. That's why they block magic. They reach for that other thing, and magic has no room to come in. Like when I listen to Varric.
Can you tell me more about how the Red Templars are different?
The red lyrium is different, darker. Daggers under the skin. It eats you
Ooh, here to
inside
plow.
until you're nothing. They hear a different song.
Oh, there's
The
the
song behind the door old whispers want opened.
How do you
They
know?
are dead and dark and dumb.
Smart ass.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know?
Never mind, I have a personal question. Tell me about Red Lyrium.
Need something?
That's enough for now.
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
Okay, I guess I got every information
I think that's enough
from
on
him.
Red
But I
Lyrium.
thought I'd like to go
Yeah,
around and talk to
not
these
really my
folks just to
favorite
see if
subject.
they have anything interesting to say.
Is the Castle pleased that the Inquisition chose to side with the Templars rather than the mages?
The Carta doesn't much care where the money comes from. We just want a profitable year. And this guy with no glowing green crap coming.
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however,